Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are having a good day whenever you're watching this. It is a Friday for me and I am really excited to be starting in on a 24-hour reading vlog. It's been a while since I've done one of these and it felt like the perfect time. If you watched my most recent KU fantasy romance video, I told y'all that I got injured. I fell while I was skating and I am still injured. So it kind of dampened my plans, or put a damper on my plans to film this like exciting video for Sunday. It'll happen eventually, but I decided instead I was just going to do just like a casual little reading vlog, and I asked y'all on Instagram what you wanted to see, and a lot of y'all said that you wanted to see more KU, and that is what I'm going to do today. But I'm not going to do any fantasy romance. It's going to be mostly contemporaries, and I figured we could pick them out together. I'm going to screen record my Amazon and we can go through and kind of figure out what I want to read together, I guess. And then we can get into the 24-hour reading vlog portion. I'm going to start reading at like 5 p.m. today and stop at 5 p.m. tomorrow, obviously with some sleep in between because I do not stay up all night for anything. But it's just going to be casual. It's going to be chatty. I think my sister's coming over later to see Teddy. It's going to be really chill and I hope y'all are ready for it. I'm excited to just kick back and relax and have a really chill reading time. So without further ado, let us screen record and let us figure out what we're going to read, or what I'm going to read. I'm just going to be looking at, the romance section on KU and kind of determining what I want to read from there. I am pretty sure that I don't want to read any historicals and that I don't really, again, want to read any fantasy. But other than that, like, I'm pretty open to whatever comes my way. I am open to whatever. Hopefully this works this time. If it doesn't, I'm not redoing it. So, okay, let's look at this. We have popular romances up top, and I'm gonna just let you know right now, none of these are really striking my particular fancy. I'm seeing a lot of like office romances, which is not really what I'm in the mood for. I'm kind of feeling like I want maybe one or two bully romances, maybe a small town romance, maybe something soft. I just want some variety, and I definitely want to read a contemporary. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything in like the popular romance category that's exciting me. I will let you know I just started Dirty Curve by Megan Brandy. It's fine, but I'm gonna be saving that for a like new adult reading vlog that I'm doing. Not that I'm not going to read new adult books in this video, but yeah, I think I'm feeling pretty good about not picking any of the popular romances. Let's go ahead and look at the like sidebar over here. I'm honestly really curious. Let me know in the comments down below how you select your KU romances. Like, do you just use your Kindle when you do it? I always like to get on my computer and kind of search through the actual catalog myself, but I would love to know if you have any like secrets or tips to finding hidden gems on KU. I am gonna go ahead, since I've already selected romance, there's a lot of subcategories on here on the left. I think first I'm gonna do new adult in college because that's just the kind of bitch I am. And this is like an issue that I tend to have whenever I'm on KU. Things tend to be miscategorized often. Like, it's obvious these first two, these are not new adult romances, these are office romances, and that's fine, but it's not what I'm looking for. So it's probably gonna take a few pages of scrolling to like find anything that I'm excited about. Honestly, I'm just gonna skip past the first few pages. Those tend to be the ones that like are heavily promoted anyway, which is fine, but again, I kind of want to find something different. I really like the cover for this one, so I kind of want to try it. Bad Boys Break Hearts by Michaela Smeltzer. So let's go ahead and open up this one. I at least like to look at the top reviews and kind of see what it's about. This is a part of a series. I don't know if it's the first one in the series. It seems intriguing, so let me scroll down to the reviews. If you like enemies to lovers, this book is for you. Hilarious and wonderful, best book of 2020. Okay, we're gonna pick this one. We're definitely gonna pick this one. So Bad Boys Break Hearts, I'm gonna leave the tab open so I don't forget what book we've picked. I'm gonna scroll a little bit more, I think, for the new adult side of things, because like, it's just, new adult books tend to not let me down, unless I pick something like really out there. But okay, so I think I said that I wanted kind of a small town romance, and one is popping up with a really cute cover, so I'm gonna see what this is about. It's Charmed, a small town enemies to lovers romance, book 3. Hopefully they're not like, I don't know what words I'm looking for. Hopefully I don't have to read the first books in the series before picking this one up. He's my new boss, my nemesis, painfully good looking, arrogant, and cocky. Falling for him is not an option, but I can't seem to stay away. That sounds kind of fun. I feel like I don't really see a lot of like small town enemies to lovers books. It's usually like friends to lovers or like kind of a chance romance kind of thing. Smitten and utterly charmed by this story. Okay, we're just picking winner after winner. So we're gonna read Charmed and Bad Boys Break Hearts, and we need one more book to kind of round things out. I kind of want to do something like really, really out there. And by that I mean like maybe hardcore bully romance or something that looks absolutely ridiculous, because I feel like these two seem promising. Okay, so I'm back to the romance category, like the broader romance category, and now we can find something else to look at since we already went through the new adult one. Okay, we've got contemporary. I feel like maybe I'll just click on contemporary and kind of see what's up. Wait, I had an idea. I think I want to. I feel like there's this book going around right now by Onley James, Unhinged. I feel like I've heard so much about Unhinged, and it's been a while since I've read a queer romance, so I feel like maybe I'll add this to my list. I feel like that's a really good mix. So we've got something kind of really out there with Unhinged, we've got Bad Boys Break Hearts, which seems to be an enemies to lovers romance, and then a small town enemies to lovers romance. I feel like we've got kind of everything here. I feel like this is what I'm wanting, and if there's anything else that I'm wanting, I will poll y'all on Instagram and see what kind of recommendations you have. But these three are what I'm going to stick with, and that's what I'm going to be reading. So if you want to know my thoughts on any of these books, keep watching, and let's have a good 24 hours together.
Got myself up in the backseat, driving to you on the back streets. All the other ones are asking, but I don't give a fuck, they nasty. I'm just trying to find you, cause I don't got no ties. We're running out of time, so I'll be home tonight. I'm coming home, come right back to me.
Okay, so regrettably, you're going to be getting weird angles from me for the next however long I'm filming this video because I'm posted up in bed, I have ice on my knee, and that is what it is. I told you at the beginning, I'm injured. I guess I just like my angles and like shots to be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, like nicer to look at, but I know that no one gives a shit. It's like 9 o'clock. As y'all saw, I had dinner and I hung out with my sister and her boyfriend, and it was lovely. I had a really good time. I don't really leave my house much, so it's just nice getting to see people. Now I am 20% into, oh my god, I can't remember the name of this book. Bad Boys Break Hearts. It's pretty cute. I'm liking it. Hey, buddy. Gonna be on camera. This is how it always happens if I'm filming, by the way. Nugget always by the camera. Okay, anyway, like I was saying, Bad Boys Break Hearts, 20% in, and I am actually really enjoying this one. It's nothing, super remarkable. I wouldn't say the plot is anything that's not been done before if you've read a new adult, like, enemies to lovers romance. However, I don't care. I'm having a good time, and I feel like this book is well written. I like the setting. I like the challenges that our heroine is facing and kind of like her background. I like that our hero is kind of like jaded and he smokes cigarettes and shit. It's giving me all the good vibes, and I have to say it's really making me want to write. Like, anytime I read a book that is giving me good, like, new adult college vibe, it just makes me want to write my own romance, because, like, that's what I want to do, if you didn't know. Not necessarily, like, be this amazing writer, but I really want to write, like, a college romance, just for myself. I have a couple of stories in my head that, like, I want to get on paper, and I've, like, resolved to do that for this fall. But no one really wants the lowdown on that, right? We're going to talk about this book, and it's about our heroine Aurora and our hero Mason, or at least I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced because there's a C in there somewhere. It's like Mascen. We're going to go with Mason. And Aurora has just arrived at this kind of like prestigious university near Nashville. She is on scholarship. She grew up quite poor, I think, or at least something happened. She grew up like not poor until the age of 8, and then after that her home life kind of fell apart, and we don't know the details, but we just know things went bad, and she knew Mason around that time. She like got fake married to him, you know what I mean, like childhood friends to lovers kind of thing, but I guess it's more like childhood friends to enemies to lovers. So there's like the prologue where we find out that they were friends. Now we're in present day. Aurora's arrived at this university on scholarship, and she is just having a good time trying to navigate things and like actually have fun. I like that she seems like a very well-rounded character. I feel like so often we get these characters in new adult stories who like come from a rough background, but their actions and their emotions don't seem to really match, and I feel like with Aurora, she has a mindset that I understand, right? Like, she is serious about getting a good education, and she like needs a job to be able to pay for things, but she also wants to have fun because she didn't get to have fun when she was younger. So I like her a lot. She's very level-headed. She doesn't put up with Mason's bullshit. Mason, I think, is a baseball player, and he's pretty wealthy. I think his dad was like in a band, was a famous drummer, and I don't think he has a good relationship with his father, but other than that, he seems to be fairly well adjusted. He has had a couple of run-ins at the university with Aurora, and he's been kind of a dick to her a couple of times. She went home with his best friend and roommate, and I think that upset Mason when he found out that it was her. Things are just interesting. There's a good amount of enemies to lovers. It's very like, I don't want to say mature, because how can enemies to lovers be mature, but there's no bullying aspect to this really. I just feel like it's well done. I don't 100% believe the chemistry between our two main characters because we only got that prologue of them being like friends, I guess, when they were kids, but I'm curious to see how this like enemies to lovers situation plays out, how it will be complicated by the fact that Aurora has gone out with Cole, I want to say is his name, the roommate. So that's where I'm at right now. good times, having a great time. I'm glad I picked this one up first because it's taking me by surprise. I feel like from the cover, it could have gone, one of two ways, but from the description and the reviews of this book, like, I should have known that it was going to be good. So having a good time, having fun. I'll update y'all as I go. My goal, I think, is to finish this one tonight and then bright and early tomorrow, get the other two read as well, and just like have a good time, chilling out, having a lazy Saturday. For me, Saturdays are my lazy days and Sundays are like the get shit done day. So I will be excited to share it with y'all and hopefully have some like fun B-roll and like maybe trying some more coffee tomorrow. I'm gonna keep reading. Okay, so I'm like 10 more percent into this book. Wow, that didn't make any sense. I'm 34% into this book. I'm a little bit farther than when I last talked to y'all. There have been a couple of like scenes between Mason and Aurora. I don't know how to feel about them. Like, I really like the way that this author writes. I feel like she does a really good job at building tension, but yet I also don't know if I feel chemistry between the two of them. And I think the reason is I don't really understand their backstory very much. We did find out kind of why Aurora and her family got shunned and what happened there, but we didn't really get the reason why Mason is mad that she like left, I guess. I think as an adult he understood what happened back in the day and like why she had to leave, so I don't understand why he's like upset about that and treating her shitty. It's reading a little bit childishly, I guess. Like, the book isn't, but he and his behaviors are, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it's giving me very much someone stole my toy vibes, because he's upset that his friend asked Aurora on a formal date. He like shows up at her work and corners her by a dumpster and is like, don't go out with him. And she's like, why are you here? You don't even like me. And he's like, I just can't stay away from you. Part of me likes this. Part of me is into the angst, but also part of me is like kind of creepy, kind of not great, kind of why are we doing this? Still think it's fun. Like, I still like this book, but I just wanted to pop in and say that because I feel like I am really good at forgetting things when I try to update at like, certain benchmarks. So we are updating as we go. Okay, so I am officially 50% into Bad Boy Spray Cards. I am still enjoying it. I have a feeling that this is going to be a 3-star read, but it's one of those 3-star reads that's enjoyable. And I actually saw something on Instagram today. I think like Penguin Random House posted it. I don't actually know for sure, but it said something to the effect of, not every book has to be life-changing. Sometimes it's enough to just read a book, it entertain you for a couple of hours. And that is so true, and I just feel like that has been how I've been feeling about a lot of books recently. I feel like I keep giving book after book 3 stars, but 3-star for me is just like such a broad category, Sometimes a 3-star read is a book you thought was going to be 5 stars and was really disappointing. Sometimes a 3-star read is a book that's really good but not super memorable. There's just so many different things a 3-star read can be, and I'm not mad at it. So at this 50% mark, we've had like a makeout scene between Mason and Aurora. It was really hot. I really enjoyed it. Find out that he can play the piano, because of course he can. And I'm just like rooting for them. I'm excited for them to get together. I will say I think the conflict in this book could have been a little stronger, and feel like the author is trying to make conflicts, but they're not sticking, if that makes sense. Not in a mean way. I just feel like the two conflicts are supposed to be the fact that Aurora left, when she was an 8-year-old child, and then also this present day conflict of Aurora dating Cole. And Cole is such a great guy and he's treating her so well, but it's clear that she doesn't really have strong feelings towards him. That's obviously not a very strong, convincing conflict. To be one thing if she was really, really into him. So I don't know, I think that's the one thing that could have been done just a little bit better. And I could be wrong, there could be some other big conflict that's going to come up, but that's kind of just what's on my mind right now. I like the writing of this. I feel like this is really solid. It has me curious to read other books by this author, and I'm just theorizing here. It seems like this author tends to write kind of softer stuff, and I'm wondering if maybe this enemies to lovers thing is like new for her. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I just think maybe she could really excel at like a friends to lovers kind of situation, or something not enemies to lovers related. I know that there's another book in this series that's already out, and it seems like it's a friends to lovers, or like just a non-combative romance. It's not an enemies to lovers story. That one has fantastic reviews, so I would be interested to try that one, even if this isn't like a 5-star read for me. However, though, it's only like 10, but I think I'm going to just finish this book up tonight and then update y'all in the morning with my final thoughts, and then we can read the other 2. I want to take my makeup off, to be honest, and maybe I will give y'all some sort of like makeup free update in the morning, but like I'm mentally not there today, so good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning. dads are out to get me because every time I sit down to film in this spot right here, like in my office, they decide to mow the lawn. That's what we're dealing with today. Hopefully you can't hear it. I finished Bad Boys Break Hearts this morning. I thought I'd finish it yesterday, but oh my god, I was so tired. So I finished it this morning. It's now like, I think 1:30. I have finished the book. I have edited. I have eaten breakfast. So I'm feeling good, feeling zesty. But let me tell you how I felt about Bad Boys Break Hearts in finality, I suppose. Enjoyed this book. I think it was fun. I wanted a little bit more from certain aspects of the story, but I feel like overall, this is a book that I wouldn't hesitate to recommend to people. I think I'm just someone who, I mean, frankly, has read a lot of books, especially a lot of new adult kind of college romances, and it does take a lot for me to think something is unique and interesting and like never been done before. So that doesn't necessarily mean this book is worse than any of the others I've read. It's just, it's not original, it's not new to me. So as a result, I'm not going to give this like an amazing rating. Probably a 3-star read for me, but again, there was nothing in this book that was like egregiously bad or irritating. So I think if you are someone who hasn't read a lot of new adult and you want to get into it, you maybe want to read An Enemies to Lovers. It's not like super intense. I think this could really work for you. I think my main issues really stem from some of the emotion that I wanted to be in the story, right? I think this author could really excel at writing a super emotional romance. Maybe she does write really emotional romances and I just haven't read them yet. I think I kind of alluded to that earlier, but I think in this case, there were a couple of things brought up, like Aurora's relationship with her mom, for instance. I really wanted to see that play out because it's mentioned time and again that she doesn't have a great relationship with her mom, but she wants to mend it. That's never really done in the book. And then we do get to see relationship between Mason and his father kind of start to mend, but again, it never really felt high stakes or felt like an important part of the story. I will say I am glad that family relationships were included in the story. It did seem like overall Mason had a really good relationship with his parents, and I think that's something that I personally really crave from new adult stories. Parents and your relationship with your parents change so much in your college years, and I think it's something that very few stories actually focus on beyond having parents that are dead or parents that are really shitty. Like, we never get to see a functional or semi-functional relationship between parents and a kid in these stories. So it was nice to see a fairly functional relationship. So it's like, did I want more? Yes. Were there certain things that were good? Also yes. So that was kind of like my main complaint, is that there just wasn't enough in terms of like the relationships there. I wanted there to be just a little bit more. And on top of that, I feel like I complained a couple of weeks ago about there not being enough dialogue in a romance that I was reading. And in this one, there's a fair amount of dialogue, but I actually did want our characters to be just a touch more introspective. And it's not that they were never introspective or never like sat alone with their thoughts at any point in the book. I just wanted more there, you know? I wanted to feel their emotions and really understand why they liked each other, and I don't feel like I ever really got that. They went from not liking each other to having sex and being in love, and that's fine. I just wanted to understand the rationale behind that a little bit more. So I'm sort of nitpicking at this point. I don't feel like this was a bad book. Like I said, I actually enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I picked this one up because I don't know if I would have on my own. The cover is really stunning, but you know, it says Enemies to Lovers College Romance. I'm like, I feel like I've read it before. And while I have read it before, this one was pretty good. So now I think I'm going to end up picking up The Small Town Romance. I feel like it's the middle of the day. It's so sunny outside. I just want to read something kind of like fun. So I'm going to read Charmed, and then tonight we will read Unhinged. I think I'm going to take this vlog a little bit past 5 p.m. since I got a late start this morning, and also Hayden has a show tonight, which means he won't be here and I won't have anything else to do but read. So we will do that tonight together. I don't really have any other big plans for today. I am slightly more mobile. I put my knee sleeve on and I have my stabilizer shoes on, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to like get around a little bit more. That's not been the hardest thing, is not being able to clean my house and do my laundry and like have a healthy environment while I'm trying to heal from this. So I'm feeling like a little bit more mobile today. I think I might try to knock some laundry out and vacuum. Oh my god, I want to vacuum. I was trying to film clips and there's just cat hair everywhere, and I know that's not a big deal, but it bugs me, and I just like, I'm also really allergic to my cats, if you did not know, so my allergies have been a bit out of control, and I want to remedy that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm going to probably go put a load of laundry in and sit down with Charmed. Hopefully it's good. I put it into my Goodreads as currently reading and got to see some of my friends' reviews, which I did not read. I did see the ratings, and my friends, the few that have read this book, enjoyed it. So hopefully I'll be one of those people enjoying this book too. Okay, so I am going to put away my laundry while I talk to you about Charmed. 20% in, and it's pretty cute. I don't know that I would say this is like, again, a life changer, but I am enjoying it. I will say, a little irritated because I feel like I was promised a small town charming romance. That's not really what I'm getting here. We have our heroine and hero who are both from a small town. It's like a small town rivalry thing, like their families both own competing oil businesses. And so there's sort of like an enemies to lovers situation going on. But I'm annoyed because no one told me this was going to be an office romance. And okay, admittedly, I didn't read the reviews, so that's kind of on me, and I didn't read the synopsis either. But I don't know. I was just not expecting it to be like all set at, you know, his office. Crew's office. The hero is Crew and the heroine is Mara. I like their chemistry a lot. I feel like the writing of this is pretty solid, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm getting more than I was bargaining for, you know what I mean? Like, and it's well told, and I feel like the chemistry is good, and it's not like over the top. I feel like that's my main issue with the office romance genre. It's like people end up boning in conference rooms and stuff, and like that just would not really fly in real life. So I always need a little bit more reality than those books tend to give. And this one, like, it's very realistic. There haven't been any sort of like super untoward things happen. Like the only, I guess, sort of scandalous thing that you could say has happened is that our hero points out that our heroine is nipping at the office. But other than that, like, you know, it's pretty tame. I think there's like a 5-year age gap, which is nice. She's a senior in college and she's interning at his office, which I didn't even say. Wow. But yeah, it's a workplace, like office romance. So not what I wanted, but it is where we're at, and that's fine. Hope I'm able to finish this one and finish Unhinged. I feel like I'm reading slower today than I normally do, but you know what? I'm not like super mad at it. I just want to be able to get to Unhinged because I've heard nothing but good things about that one. So, oh, I guess one other thing. It's a little nitpicky. I feel like this author is probably from Texas. Like, I kind of just get that vibe from the writing, but the names of the universities are like wrong, but not in like a totally made up way, and it's bothering me. Like, she keeps referring to Texas University in Austin, and I'm like, I'm sure that like you didn't want to deal with the copyright issues of using UT as like the name of the university, but like I would just completely change it at that point. I don't know. It doesn't really matter though. I'm gonna keep reading. I don't think this is gonna be something that I need to update you frequently on, given that it's just a damn office romance, but you know, I'm here and I'm reading. I have 3 cats behind me on the bed, and I am 50% into Charmed. Is it Charmed or Charming? I don't know. Whatever this book is. It's really cute. I am enjoying it more now that it is becoming less office romancy. We have our hero and heroine in their hometown again, and we are uncovering some secrets about the families and kind of the reason behind some of the rivalry. Our heroine thinks that it's a silly rivalry and it just was between the founders of the companies, like their great-grandparents kind of thing, but she's finding out that there might be more to that than she knew, and that her dad is just an asshole. Like, her dad's the worst. Like, a lot's happening. I don't really want to spoil it because I might end up recommending this to y'all, so I'm not going to tell you exactly what's happening, but you know, there is some stuff uncovered, and we find out more about Crew's family. He comes from a big family. He has, I think, like 3 or 4 brothers, and he had a sister. You know, we're getting like a family dinner scene, and we had Miss Mara come over and eat dinner with them, and they're kind of squashing the beef. It's cute. I like it. I am feeling homey country vibes, I guess. Like, it's nice. It's what I bargained for. I will say I think that the chemistry might be like slightly contrived between our hero and heroine, but I do appreciate the amount of dialogue we're getting and the kind of groundwork we're laying in the story in general. I, again, was going to be a little upset if this was just an office romance, but there's more to it than that, and I like that. So I'm going to keep reading. I'll probably just update you when I'm done because I don't really see anything happening that I can update y'all on. So far, so good. Okay, so maybe my Grinch heart grew a couple sizes today. I think I'm going to give Charmed 4 stars. I was on the fence between 3 and 4 stars, but honestly, I liked it. I feel like all of the issues that I had at the beginning kind of went away, and I feel like this book did a lot right. I think I already mentioned, but it transformed from just a simple office romance into this kind of like charming small town thing. But I don't think I mentioned that there is a component to this book that I just found so charming. Like the title. We have this like group of girls who are best friends with Mara, and I just loved seeing their friendship. I love a good girl gang in a story, and I really liked them. I am excited to read their romances because I think that's how all of these books are tied together. This like series, the Willow Spring series, I really liked how supportive Mara's friends were through this like difficult time she's going through that happens in the story that I don't really want to divulge. I will say there are some trigger warnings for domestic violence and infidelity, I guess, like not on the part of our hero, but I just liked this book. I thought it was cute. I feel like if you're looking for a small town romance with heart that isn't super smutty, I feel like this would be really fun. And I think that this is a book that I'd recommend to someone who is maybe looking to get into romance but doesn't really want something super angsty and also doesn't really want something that's smutty, you know? Like sometimes people are not looking for hardcore corn shucking, and that is totally fine. But I guess be forewarned if you pick this one up. Like there are a couple of sex scenes, but they're just like not graphic at all. So yeah, I don't know. It was cute. It was a good way to pass the afternoon, and I am in a good mood after reading it, which again, I think that's why I'm bumping it from like 3 to 4 stars. But yeah, overall it was just a good time, and now I can start in on Unhinged, which is perfect because this is like exactly when I wanted to start it. It's a little before 7, so I'm just gonna read that. I think Hayden played at 5:30. I think he's gonna pick up dinner for us on his way home, so I will get to eat and read this book. I'm so excited about it. I feel like this is going to be just like a complete 180 from what I just read, but I think I'm ready to switch it up, you know? 2 kind of like tame romances, and now I need something a little bit spicier. Well, I just watched someone on TikTok deep fry ketchup. That's not the weirdest thing that's happened to me today. Okay, where to begin? 20% into Unhinged, and it's good. It's really good. Love the writing. I love the dialogue. I love the humor. I'm appreciating it so much. It's ridiculous, but it's fun, and I understand why this is kind of like hyped right now. At least on Instagram, I've seen a few people talk about it. So the story is about Adam and Noah. Adam has been raised from a young age to kill people. Like he showed signs of being a psychopath or like having those sorts of tendencies when he was really little. He got adopted by a guy who was like, you know what, I'm going to harness the powers of evil for good, and we're gonna like kill people, kill murderers. And so that's what Adam does. One day he comes across Noah, and Noah's like, yo, you killed my father. And he's like, yeah, your dad was a bad guy. Noah doesn't believe him. Adam shows him proof. They kind of strike up some sort of romantic relationship. Adam doesn't really know how to do that, but it happens. It's really cute. I love the dialogue. I like the dialogue, especially between Adam and his brothers. And overall, I'm just having a fucking great time. Wow, this is what I needed today. I needed something off the wall with really good writing. Literally, thank God. The last 2 books were good too, but this is Worlds better? Yeah, no, Worlds better. Like, it's good. Okay, my camera's dying. That's all I needed to say. I'm gonna get 50% and then I will update you. Okay, I put a new battery in my camera and I'm 50% into Unhinged by, I don't know how to say it. Is it Onley James? Phenomenal. Like, I don't really know what else to say about this book except for I'm having such a good time with it. I feel like, again, despite this ridiculous premise, the writing is so good. It's just making me wonder why I don't get more of these put in front of me. Like, give me more books that are written like this. The writing is so good. I think I don't even know if it's a complaint really of this book thus far, is that there have been a lot of smutty scenes up front, which is not terrible, but I tend to prefer fewer smutty scenes, surprisingly. Like, you know, you wouldn't expect it since I do complain when there's no smut. But for me, I think like 2 to 3 scenes in a book is good. Like, I don't need 2 to 3 scenes in the beginning of the book because I know there's going to be more later, you know? I don't think that has been at the detriment of the storytelling of this book. I still really am rooting for these characters and I like seeing them together. I just really like Adam and Noah. I think they're super cute. But just there's a lot of smut, and I'm just like, after like the first or second time, like, I'm good, honestly. To me, it's like, it's a good tension breaking thing. I don't need it like multiple times in a book. So that's it. That's the only thing I have to complain about. That being said, I'm having such a good time reading this that I don't want to vlog anymore. Am I saying it? I honestly just want to take a bath, wash my dirty hair, and read this book and just like enjoy the rest of my Saturday. Hayden's home. His show didn't like go till too late. I would like to hang out with him too. Not that I really need to justify any of this to anyone, but I just wanted to let y'all know why I'm not going to be finishing this book in this video. If you want to hear my like final wrapped up thoughts on this, watch my September wrap up. But that's kind of it. I had a good time doing this. I don't know how entertaining this was, but I read some books that I just had a good time with, and frankly, like, that's all I'm really asking for. And I think that this was a really good call instead of trying to like push through and do that other video that I had planned. I did reschedule that one. I think it's going to be the first week of October, so be on the lookout. It's a taste test. I pushed the taste test because I wanted to give that one like a really fair shot, and I didn't want to do that when I was just like stuck basically in one place all weekend. It just didn't seem like a fun time. So yeah, I'm glad I got to read all of these books. I think if I'm going to make recommendations, picked up Charmed if you want a good small town romance. It was super cute. The book I'm reading right now is probably going to be a 4 or 5 star read, so I would say pick up Unhinged, you know, read the synopsis and decide if it's for you, but I've had a really good time with it. And then, oh my god, what other book did I read? Bad Boys Break Hearts. That one was pretty solid too. Honestly, this has been just a solid reading vlog all around. That one's like a 3.5 star for me, so there were no duds really. Like a 10 out of 10 weekend. But thanks so much for watching, y'all. I really appreciate anyone who decides to click on my videos. Y'all are the best. I have some more exciting and planned content coming. I think Sunday there's like a really, in my opinion, fun, like kind of secret TBR coming. So hopefully you'll be back to watch that. But again, thanks so much for watching. I love y'all so much, and until next Sunday.